Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Take a seat. If anyone would like to join and listen in, it would be fantastic if you could all take a seat for us. My name is Eleni Giokos. I'm an anchor and correspondent at CNN. I'm delighted to be with you this afternoon. And I'm even more honored to introduce my fantastic guest with us today. She's traveled all the way from Kenya to be with us. It's none other than Tegla Loroupe. If you don't know who she is, let me give you a bit of a rundown. She's the first African woman to win the New York City Marathon, and she still holds the world records for the 20 and 30 kilometers. And I asked her how long it takes her to run 1 kilometer, and she said it was 2 minutes 15, and for the 30 kilometers, it's around 3 minutes. Did I get that right, Tegla?
Yes, thank you, my sister. 3 minutes, 15 minutes,
Yeah.
15 seconds.
It takes me probably about 10 minutes to run 1 kilometer, so I need to come for training, I think.
Do you need a trainer?
I need a trainer.
Yes.
Are you willing?
I'm willing.
Fantastic. Okay. It's an open invitation for everyone. But we are here today to discuss something really important. You know, apart from the impact that sports can have in someone's life, it's also about the work that you've been doing. But I want to take a step back because you come from a region in Kenya that experienced conflict, from a small village,
Yes.
with very little opportunity, and you started running at 5 years old. 5 years old. So tell me how you started and how you got on the track.
Lenny, I want to say thanks to the people who invited me to be here today. And I saw you in Nairobi. I wanted to talk to you, but you are with the presidents because you are an important person. Yes. I ran at the age of 5, 10 kilometers school. Really, I did not want to run, but I had no choice because our school was 10 kilometers. So that means in the morning, 10 kilometers, coming back home, another 10 kilometers. I end up doing
20 kilometers at 5 years old?
Yes, but I was not the only one. There were so many other kids who were going to school.
And you were all running?
We were all running, but one thing I wanted to be better than my brothers, and I was always trying to prove myself better than them.
And you won, right? You're better than them?
I was scared not to be beaten by a teacher, so I was always running.
That's brilliant. Okay, so now you start running at 5 years old, and sports and running changed your life completely. But how did you start running professionally? And did you have the support that you needed to be able to achieve those dreams?
Well, as you know very well that the culture where I come from, women who are not allowed to, first of all, to go to school. You are not allowed to wear short clothes. And I had no support from my father because he was afraid that when you support a girl, she can be spoiled. But my mother was the one who was supporting me. As they always say, women are the key of the house. So I was always being supported by my mother. But actually what opened my doors is that I had a deal with my father that if I'm going to be number one in mathematics, better than his sons, he need to treat me like one of them.
That's a good deal. So you were better at maths than your brothers?
I knew what I was doing. I was one of the best. And for sure, I can say in my family, women are very good in mathematics. Yeah. So I knew what bargain I was doing.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you've given us this context to understand. But, you know, there's a wider issue here. And the wider issue is that Africa has so much talent. It has so much talent on the sports front. It's a story that I've covered many times. And for talent, usually they leave the continent to be able to make it big. How much talent do you believe we're losing right now on the continent? People that can run, that can, you know, compete professionally, but they just don't have the infrastructure and the resources to do so.
Well, what I can say today is that if I was one of the best in this village, how many other good athletes that they have? One thing, we have issue of infrastructure. I could run outside, but not every kid can run. There are people who do sports like football, swimming, archery. Okay, archery you can go out. But I think we are losing like 80% of our talents. And the reason that I wish our leaders, because they say government must invest in the sports in their country. And when you invest, you get back. So I think I invested myself because I was a runner. And I was able to be supported by other people. But many, they run out of the country and we lose. We lose what we put.
And you sacrificed. Here's an interesting story. Tegla decided to not go and compete for other countries globally. You decided to stay in Kenya. And that came at a big personal sacrifice because you could have earned a lot more.
Well, my sister, since I come from a conflict area, even in the country, nobody wanted to come to that area. So I had a chance to have a coach from Germany. And then when I went to Germany, and then I had a problem with my federation. They saw me as the daughter of a warlord, but they didn't see the good thing in me. So I wanted to not to run away from problem, but I wanted to get the skills and come back and invest in Africa. Of course, I was given a lot of offers, like any other Kenyans or Africa, to run for other country. I asked if I would run for a club, I will accept, but not to change my nationality. Why? Because I have to stand for the women. I have to stand for the girls. And any other kid that they want to have the pride of their country, I lost. But I gained more by competing in Kenya.
Now you're doing incredible work. You're putting children through school.
Yeah.
And we're talking big numbers here. And you're focusing on small villages, in conflict areas. By the way, children that don't have the ability to be in proper classrooms. I want you to imagine this. Going to school under a tree, and this is really happening, with no water and no electricity, and Tegla purchases some corrugated iron to build buildings. I'm telling some of this because I know you're very humble, and you're also purchasing school uniforms. And I want you to tell me about the lives of these children and what they need right now and how you're intervening with the resources that you have.
Well, I have one school that I started in 2015 when I came back home. And this one we have, it's a boarding school. And we have water. I was supported by Prince of Monaco. And the water, the school, share with the community. I get the support also from Kenya government, that is for the teachers. But the new school that I just found like 3 months ago, kids studying under a tree, they have no water, no electricity, no classrooms. So I was able to build one class and put uniform. Today, the kids are 300. They came to school because they saw other coming back to school. Don't talk about only education, medical. They don't have a close dispensary where they can get medicine attention. That breaks my heart.
It is very heartbreaking. And you know, I want us to reflect because we're sitting here in Riyadh in this amazing building talking to incredible minds and with incredible resources. Let's be honest here, we all have a very different life to what Tegla is describing. So Tegla, what is it that you need to be able to make more of an impact? Because it seems that all your efforts, all your energy now is going into changing communities and changing children's lives. Is the hope that sports could also be a saving grace for some of these kids? I mean, what is the plan for you? How are you envisaging this?
Well, I can say myself, if I did not have the opportunity to do sports, I would not be where I am today. I would not be able to build even that classroom that I have 700 kids. But I can say one hand cannot do it alone. But I believe that with the people with the open heart, that I need their support, and we can change lives for many. If one person change like Tegla, I start with you as ambassador.
Fantastic. I'll be your ambassador. By the way, there's no better place to raise some money. Everyone here has very deep pockets. So I think we can try and move the needle on that. How much is your government supporting you, Tegla? Look, Kenya is going through a lot of economic issues right now. We know that the financial constraints, but what do you need from government and how much support are you getting?
Well, I know the government cannot be everywhere, and the support that I have at the moment, they are providing some teachers, but you need more than teachers. Yeah, you need, like I'm saving the kids from early marriages. I need to build a boarding school where they can stay. So you need finance to make sure these kids have food, these kids have a medical cover. So that's a big challenge.
And these are very basic necessities, right? Very basic. Quickly before we finish, you also spearheaded the very first team of refugees that were trained for the Olympics to compete.
Yes.
Yes? So tell me about that and how it changed the game.
Well, in 2016, there was the first refugees athlete that they competed in Rio. Before, nobody, since the refugees started in the whole world, nobody wanted to be associated with refugee. But I want to say thanks to the government of Kenya, led by William Ruto, who gave me the opportunity to support this refugee, and then together with the president of IOC and UNSHR. So we were able to take 10 refugees to open their doors in Rio. So I became the mother of other problems. But I'm proud that taking these refugees, it opened their doors for many of them, and it opened their doors for humans to see that a refugee person is not a bad person, can happen to anybody. Today, we have war in everywhere. You never know tomorrow your country can go to war, of which we say God forbid, but I give them education also. We have one who have now a PhD. Yeah.
That is incredible. It makes you realize that, you know, opportunities are so important for people, right? The talent is there, it's just the opportunities are lacking. I've got two questions just quickly before we say goodbye. What is your email address? Well, what is your website if anyone here wants to get hold of you?
I think you have it.
I have it, but it's in my bag. You don't know your
it is your Tegla Loroupe. Yeah.
Tegla?
Tegla Loroupe, one word, at gmx.de.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last question. Do you still run?
Yes, I still run, but not for money, but I run for health. Not like before. But, well, I just want to encourage also women and anybody that sports is really important for our life, for our society, and also, well, for our country.
Fantastic. Tegla Loroupe, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. Round of applause. Thank you,
you.
Tegla.